Wilson Show, keeping you informed, entertained, and educated. My name is Rhoda Wilson. I am truly excited about my new series, which you're watching at the moment, because it contains some interesting information, wonderful people covering issues like, if I may say, like health, wealth, sports, arts, and the environment. And also we have a wonderful new segment as well within this new show called The Kitchen. So I hope you stay with me. Now, let me introduce you to my wonderful guest. The vision of Bukkys is to help people achieve their dream by creating a unique brand to them and also a personal brand. Bukky, welcome to the Rhoda Wilson Show.
Thank you very much, Rhoda.
Bukky, tell us a little bit more about your company, because this is your business, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
But did I correct that? Was I correct in pronouncing the name?
Yes, it's very correct. It's Rokoko. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, basically, Rokoko, it's a company that I actually started in 2006.
Yes.
It was just based on my vision as an individual of the image of each individual, which is quite important and key in a society of today. What Rokoko does actually, like you said, is to actually help people come across to other people the way they want to be perceived, actually being confident of yourself at the end of the day and being able to achieve and see the possibilities within yourself as an individual.
I take it that you did some research as well to find out, how people can be, I suppose, how people wants to change their personal image.
You're very correct. I actually did make my research, before I went into what I do presently as an image consultant, which is what I am presently doing. Based on the research, what I found out is a lot of people have got so much in them, but somehow you do lose focus along the line when you're not actually being motivated by what you've actually got in you.
Yeah.
And I just realized from all the research I've made that actually when you actually dress the path of what you want to be or where you're actually going, it only not actually helps you to get to where you're going, but it actually gives you the confidence that you're doing things right. And it does push you, even at a time like this, where there's so much happening around, you still have your focus, you have your vision, and you dress the path of what you think or you want to really achieve as an individual, which is your dream. So I decided to actually put together, there's this, normally when I see my clients, there's this form I've put together, which I've put, it's the power-driven dress sense. It does really help you to focus as an individual as to being able to achieve your goal and dressing the course of your goal.
Tell us some of the things you have in this power checklist that you have for your client.
Usually I've got questions like, what are your goals? What are your values as an individual? You know, all this has to be reflected in the way you look, the way you come across to people, your utterances. I mean, because when I say to people image, when people hear the word image consultant, some people just think you're talking about a stylist here. Image actually has got to do more, with what you've got within you than just dressing. You know, a lot of people dress without
thinking about the way they wear, what they're wearing, don't they? They just wear whatever it is that they pick up from the wardrobe, don't they? But it actually affects them, because it affects I think it affects your mood.
It does, it really does. I mean, when you talk about things like colors, being able to, I mean, I've been a bit poorly for some days now.
Poor you.
Before I came into the program, but the power of color really does help actually to be able to give you the sort of direction you have to go sometimes when you're going for places, which is one of the things you would experience if you do come for a proper consultation. Being able to apply your colors correctly, knowing what suits you as an individual. I mean, it's not saying you're not able to use all the colors, but then using them in the right shade, that's the most important thing. And knowing when to use the colors, So that's quite important to every individual. I mean, aside of the style part of it, which obviously talks about how you are able to put yourself together, get attention where you really want the attention to go, and get the sort of compliments you want at the end of the day, in your looks.
I was just going to, whilst you're talking, I was thinking about all the things that, I've learned doing the show, and some of them is, not some of them, or most of them is the colors that you wear. It actually affects your mood.
It does.
So when you say you were not feeling well, the way you've dressed and looking so elegantly, it kind of uplifts you as well,
Yes,
making
it
you
does.
prepare. That kind of helps you to prepare for today.
Yes. Well, I mean, when I was actually choosing my colors for this morning, I mean, ordinarily, maybe I would have done something else. But looking at the way I felt, I knew I needed a bit of yellow in my colors, which I've actually had to put the yellow on, really. I've got a yellow camisole, it might not be too obvious, really. And then a touch of yellow in the top as well.
Okay.
Yellow actually helps you to spring up. It's something that really helps to brighten your spirit, really.
Yeah.
It's something that it's quite useful for children, and the way children are so hyper, very active.
Yeah.
So people who work with children, you normally say to them, yellow is a color that you can always choose from.
Really?
So yellow is quite playful, and it's a color that helps to boost the mind and the spirit sometimes when you feel a bit low. So yeah, I thought that was quite right for me this morning, apart from the fact that I wanted the brown just to be able to communicate and being able to blend with everybody, at the end of the day.
That's great. Now that you're talking about colors, maybe we should run through the 7 colors of the rainbow. You can give us some of the, tips on each of the colors. So let's say we start with green. We've got yellow. We've already got covered yellow. Yeah. We've covered brown. So what about green? What is green?
Green is a very calm color. It does help you sometimes when you're a bit agitated to be able to
That's
calm
cream
down.
or
green.
Green.
Yes.
Green.
It's quite calm and it's earthy as well. I
Yeah.
mean, you do see the flowers and all that. So it's something that is identified with the environment as well.
Yes.
What are the colors that
You've got red.
Yes, the red actually. Red is very authoritative as well as very powerful.
So if you're going to that interview and you really want to get the job, maybe wear a red undies or red bra, a red tie. Maybe, okay, so I'm talking about the women here. For the men, I suppose you could wear a red tie. Red tie is good.
Yes.
And for the women, I suppose you could wear a red shirt. But if you can't, probably if that is too bright for you, overpowering for you, maybe red underneath.
Red corsage or something might help
that will give you the authority you need to go and get that job, especially nowadays, or get the business that you want. Okay, so sorry, you were talking.
Yeah, so, but then at the same time, you've got to be a bit careful when it comes to the red, because sometimes it can be a bit intimidating, depending, on where you're actually going to, and the individual in picture as we speak. Another color I would talk about again is, well, a lot of people would normally say black. Black is quite authoritative.
Really?
Yes, is one.
But you
color
see everybody
you
wearing black. You just think, if everybody's wearing black, it's a common color, if you know what I mean, in terms of outfit.
Yes, it's quite common, really. And then I think for most people now that, well, for those who've actually identified the black happens to be a color of authority, they've put it to great use for themselves. But then you getting the high contrast that you require from your black with your pastels actually gives you the sort of authority you require, say for the managers, people in high authority, or you're going for a meeting where you want to be in charge. Those are the sort of colors you look into doing for the day. And when we talk about the blue is more subtle and a lot more approachable. Yeah. So if you're looking for that approachable look, you go for your blues. Those are the sort of colors you go for, and it does really help as well, and it paints you in the right picture that you actually want for yourself as well.
That's great. And obviously we've got white.
Yes, and white obviously is quite immaculate, it speaks purity, so cleanliness and all that. So it depends on what you really want to achieve at the end of the day. And white actually is holiness as well, so those are the sort of things you think about when you're putting your colors together.
Oh, but that is great. And talking about images as well, like you see most of our black people, the way they dress, you think to yourself, well, especially in London. Yeah. When I go to Paris, I see the women so elegantly dressed. What is wrong with us here? Why can't we dress? I mean, we don't have to go to Gucci and Armani. It would be nice. But, we can work with like other budgets and still look great. So what is wrong with us? How can we get ourselves to be a bit more stylish like the Americans or the Parisians?
Well, basically what I've noticed is a lot of people in the process of trying to be up to date, become fashion victims, it's quite important that you are able to identify a style of your own, which is very, very key. And that helps you actually to look the path that you want to look, you know, and be gorgeous in every way. I mean, I say to people, you can actually dress effortlessly, looking really elegant without having to spend so much money. It's just knowing what to go for, where to buy them, and what suits you. That's the most important thing. In the process of trying to try everything or putting on all the things that don't suit you, or for most people, sometimes budget buying, which is basically when people get to shop during the sale, they pick a lot of rubbish, you know, just for the sake of the price.
Bukky, we're going to take a break. I'll stop here. When we come back, we're going to continue with this interesting conversation because I'm really, I tell you, I'm fascinated by it because I'm a TV presenter. So, you know, every time you're looking at the screen, you have to look good. You have to make sure you have the right makeup, the right hair, and so on and so forth. So don't go away. Stay with us. We're going to take a break. So please do not go away.